Oakland police say in addition to that homicide, officers responded to a number of shootings, armed robberies, and carjackings, all of it going down on the exact same night. KRON 4's Rob Nesbitt live for us tonight with the details on Chief LaRon Armstrong's new plan of action to try and stop this wave of crime. Rob.
Jonathan, Oakland police say that a man was shot and killed Christmas Eve in the Lakeshore area of the city right after an officer-involved shooting happened on the other side of town.
Even in the midst of a holiday season, there are individuals that are still out there committing crime.
A busy weekend for Oakland police. Chief LaRon Armstrong says an officer was called to a scene and had to fire 3 times at a person with a gun. No injuries, but the shooting did pull officers from the Lakeshore area of the city where a fatal shooting took place shortly after.
One male adult individual suffered from gunshot wounds. That individual was transported to Highland Hospital where unfortunately he was pronounced deceased.
It's an area of the city where police recently added more resources. According to Chief Armstrong, in the last 45 days, more officers on patrol have helped reduce crime by 60% around Lake Merritt. Captain James Beer has been in charge of that reduction, but says alcohol and drug use among congregated groups late at night makes it difficult for officers to keep up.
Unfortunately, sometimes it results in confrontations or arguments that escalate, unfortunately, into violent crime and shootings.
Chief Armstrong says there were 4 other shootings over the weekend in Oakland that were not fatal. One where more than 30 rounds were fired off, and the one most concerning to him happened between 2 drivers in front of the Children's Hospital.
It just goes again to the callous nature of people's behavior right now and the willingness and brazen willingness to use firearms in our community.
Chief Armstrong also answered questions today about the investigation of Kevin Nishida's murder. He says that the 2 people arrested last week in connection to the security guard's fatal shooting have yet to be charged, and police are still searching for a 3rd suspect. Live in San Francisco, I'm Rob Nesbitt, KRON 4 News.
Thank you for that. Meantime, in the East Bay, Fremont